That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, I'm broadcasting live with RD Earth. This is the Bad Ass. You broadcast on the Atlanta Dude. I'm Tommy D. This is John for the boy. My boy, man. Like most days. Matt Pitt. How are you,
Hello.
sir?
What's up?
Matt Pitt. Matt Pitt's never called. I can't do it. You notice I do that? I said, like, I won't talk about that, and it's the first word. How many times have I done that? I think I'll
what?
Like,
what,
talk, like, maybe we should leave. I'll say something like, we'll leave that to the end, or it's the first word out of my mouth, because it's like the most, because I go to the most uncomfortable thing. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Speaking of uncomfortable, both shirts I bought this year, both of them left the team, and now this guy goes to Berlin. Fuck. Both of them.
Nice.
So I got a safe one, because this guy's the guy I got my back now. It's 30-something. Mockenhoft. But you watch, he'll get like killed in a car wreck or some shit, you know? And then, then no one's going to want me to get your number. Actually, this guy, he went from the third league to the Champions League. That's like unheard of. So I guess it had to happen on. It's probably some kind of record, you know. If he ends up starting, which I think is unlikely. Right. Yeah, but it's not impossible because he's that good, which is why he's in the Champions League in First League now. All right. So yeah, I'm really happy. But goodbye, Benedict Halabach. Hopefully we'll have a good season without him. Guy scored like almost all the goals we had. Sure, we'll be fine. Not back in the third league. All right. Anyway, going on, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. I think, I'm not taking a swing at Jacksfilms. I actually respect this guy pretty much. He's probably one of the most talented guys, in my opinion, ever to be on this platform. One of the most talented guys, hands down. I have nothing but respect. I just think, I just think that he's making I don't think he thought this through. No matter a few people wrote me, it's like he is not good when he does drama or criticism. He's just because he makes songs and creative videos, and he's super talented. And I could totally see how he came about it this way, but he's not looking at everything. He doesn't.
Right.
He's like one of those guys. He's like I'm not saying he's like this. Like the reason you have free speech for everyone, including the most repugnant people, is so nobody can turn around and saying you're breaking the law. He's doing that with fair use. He's saying that's not really fair use. Like the way some people say that's not really free speech. And the only reason they're saying that is to shut you up. In a sense, he's doing that too. But I don't think he's doing it for some kind of malicious reason. And then stuff like that. So, so that's it. We'll go over his video. And we'll make constructive criticisms. The other thing we're going to do, not constructive criticism. Boy, did I get some people mad at me. Untouchable. I want to piss some people off. Good. And then we'll go over the replies, right? And we'll watch. Here's what you look for. Everybody that's truly offended, they're pretending they're not, calls you, oh, Mr. Edge guy. They're I notice when lefties do horrible shit because they like to believe they've never done any horrible shit in history. China, Russia, South America. They've never done any horrible history. They're the ones that get the most uptight about this. So it's really funny. And there's a lot of kind of takes from both sides that are very, very funny. I honestly didn't do this to create content. 11,000 and I posted this and forgot. I posted this, you know who said this to me? High as a kite, right? So I posted it just to be a jerk off, but I ended up getting content out of this. So we'll go over this. It's the replies are just terribly funny, and we'll get into that. But first, the great Jacksfilms and a huge, huge mistake. And I remember. Do you remember the lawsuit with Blurred Lines?
Yeah.
The music lawsuit. And they basically got a copyright on Vibe, not because it used to be had to steal the actual progression, But this lawsuit was really dangerous because it had a Marvin Gaye vibe, which I don't know how you quantify that. I know you quantify stealing somebody's music, the same fucking notes, right?
Yeah.
And I remember having an argument with this guy, and he was very artistic, right? Because he thought that Alan Thicke, I guess the kid, I don't know, Alan Thicke, the kid, the kid's about my age. The Blurred Lines video was really, it was cheap. It was a cheap knockoff, but it didn't take enough notes to fool the progression to make it actual theft. But the judge ruled against, and they haven't stopped. The Gay family have not stopped suing everybody since. And I remember telling them, you can't do this because once you do this, you open yourself up to like, oh, that sounds like Ozzy Osbourne. You're killing influence. That's what's kind of happening here. I don't think he realizes this because Sssniperwolf is a grifting loser, and he's like objectively right. But you have to have grifting losers in order to protect fair use.
Yeah,
he's going to make.
It's kind of like when a popular guitar riff is It's kind of like when a popular guitar riff is in a song, and you start going to local band shows, you start hearing that guitar riff in other songs. You're like, wait,
yeah, that's stealing. Yeah, that's stealing, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find this. And okay, yeah, the SJW. So we'll get into it. We'll let him give a chance to speak. And this is not one of those where I'm going to be like, I don't think he thought it through. That's it. He didn't think it through. Here we go.
All right, let's do this one last time. This is Sssniperwolf. She's a YouTuber with over 30 million subscribers. She uploads daily, and her videos get at least 1 million views each.
Well, you got to give it to her. She never got, irrelevant, I guess. I mean, I forgot about her. I only hear about her, every 2 years when she gets in trouble, Because she is a no talent. I'm well aware of that.
So, what does she do? She steals TikToks and reacts to...
There's your problem right there, the stealing part. And he's going to make a case that stealing. Stealing is a crime. Listen up.
them.
Oh, it looks like a cartoon!
Let's talk about how egregious this freebooting is. In each of her hundreds and hundreds of videos, she plays other people's TikToks and provides extremely base-level commentary.
Which is enough. And I think it's been established already. And she's right. He said the problem with this video is this. He's right about the subjective criticisms.
Yeah.
The problem is that there's subjective criticisms. That's it. I agree with everything he says.
This dude is running sideways. What? Wow.
Note, I think I could have done that when I was 18.
If you want to support the original creators of the TikToks, too bad, because the only links you'll find in the description are all Sssniperwolf.
And from what I understand, when it comes to fair use, you don't have to. You don't have to. Should you? This is another thing I agree with him on. Should you? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm not putting Jacksfilms in this video. No way in hell. He'll be fine. He's had a fantastic career. And unfortunately for Jack, I don't think he's got it. There's nothing. It doesn't matter how talented you are. People want to look at titties first. She's got them. You don't.
Yeah.
One of the downsides of life. That's the way it is. So, no, I think this has been established. Credit is not necessary. It's the right thing to do, though. I think I had this argument with, this is when J Station kind of beat Keem in an argument, I remember. He was like, oh, wow, you stole this kid's gameplay. And he made the point, even though I don't think it should be for Fortnite, Epic Games' property. I think it's a different story for another time. Jay came out, it's like, it's not this kid's, I didn't steal this kid's gameplay. It's Fortnite. Fortnite owns the gameplay, which is true. They can claim anybody's fucking video anytime they want. They can take you to court for streaming it anytime they want. They're not going to. It's Fortnite's at the end of the day. At least that's the way I understand it's being established. So you can't steal, like Jay's thing is you can't steal something that's not already yours. No, I think everything he said so far is covered under fair use, in my humble, non-lawyer opinion.
And my favorite part is that half of the TikToks she includes either crop out the original username or just...
Which is shitty, but I don't think that, that's garbage. And that's what I wish this video was. I wish this video was more like you should do this rather than the door he walks right up to but doesn't open.
Straight up don't have one. To use a recent example from just 3 days ago, she features 19 videos, 13 of which don't have any identifiable usernames. That means there's no way to find and support the original creators here.
Totally shitty. Totally crappy. Not the only person that does it. And I don't think necessary.
Here, all of the views and all of the revenue go straight to Sssniperwolf.
So, and it, like this goes to me.
You know the phrase, work smarter, not harder? Well, Sssniperwolf does neither. She just steals and doesn't credit anyone and has become a zillionaire in doing so.
Because she's beautiful. That's why. It's not because she steals, because she's beautiful and she uses fair use.
A fire hydrant exploded and the water's just going everywhere.
Pretty cool. Now, some of you might be thinking, so what? Who cares? She's giving creators exposure. And hey, maybe she gets permission from the creators to...
All right, the exposure argument is horseshit. I gotta be honest with you. But then, I don't think it undoes... why the exposure argument is horseshit in the sense that it's just a terrible excuse. It doesn't... It doesn't relieve them from being like kind of a shitty thing to do, not paying somebody for their work. But that's the thing with fair use. You don't have to. That's the whole point. What Jack will do is saying what she's doing is not fair use. And I'm going to make the argument that she is as lazy and as low effort as it is. Low effort's covered under fair use. And I will prove that with one video that's went to court.
To feature their work. You already know the answer to that. We reached out to creators who've had their work featured in Sniperwolf's videos. And when we asked them if Sniperwolf and or her team had contacted them about featuring their work, every creator said no, they were not contacted.
Shocking.
Most of them were blindsided by the fact that Sniperwolf had been using their content, and some of them were pretty upset about it. Okay, so she doesn't ask permission, but maybe creators get exposure from her videos, especially if you can see their usernames.
Thank you, Sniper.
Right?
Check your DMs. I sent you
Well, let's test that theory.
At
the very beginning of a recent video, Sniperwolf reacts to a viral TikTok, complete with her very insightful commentary.
Wow, that's so whale shark. My dad, my kid's into sharks. He always asks me what my favorite shark is. That's it.
Your favorite shark's the whale shark?
I love the whale shark.
Absolutely. Oh, you're a pussy.
Well, yeah, because they don't eat people.
Yeah, they're not cool, bro.
They're awesome. You see that thing?
Yeah.
And look, you can see the original uploader's username. Maybe they got a little bump, right? Well, when I looked up their account on TikTok, I found they had a decent number of followers, but that's probably due to their whale shark video.
I don't think fair use is covered. This is a non sequitur. I don't think fair use is covered depending on the size of the creator. It is kind of crappy, but it's one of the reasons. Like, I'm going to make this argument at the end, like, why you have to take the good with the bad in fair use. Because what ends up happening is things become fair use because they're not trying hard enough, and that's subjective, and that's dangerous. You need a line to stand. Like, transformative, and he'll say this. He'll say that what she's doing is not transformative. I'm sorry. This has already gone to court. It is. As lame as it is, it's transformative.
Going viral last year. Because if you look at their most recent TikToks, they're hardly getting any views at all. Which means that, no, people aren't flocking to the original creators, even when their username is displayed on screen. And remember, this is the first TikTok in a video with well over 1 million views. But guess who's reaping all the benefits? Believe it or not, it actually gets worse. because sometimes Sniperwolf steals from other content thieves. Here she is reacting to an Among Us cartoon made by Viral For You, and shocker, that's not the original creator. Because we found the original creator, it only has 1,600 views here on YouTube, but it went bonkers on TikTok when someone else freebooted it. And here's the original creator confirming that their work was indeed stolen.
The way I understand freebooting, and I don't think this is I think he's being very loose, that it's just a re-upload. That's the way I always understood it. Is that the way you understood it?
Yeah, I thought that's what
That's not what's happening here. It's low-effort reaction content, agreed, but it's not freebooting. Freebooting is like I take one of Bobax's streams and just re-upload it. That's not what's happening here, as lame as it is.
So for everyone claiming, well, at least Sniperwolf's not hurting anyone, she very much...
Who's claiming that? You know?
is. But even if she did credit the creators and ask their permission to feature them, it still wouldn't make her content any better. Because, man, I cannot stress how nothing her commentary.
That doesn't make it any less fair use, and I don't think he understands that. He thinks because she's a no talent, she's not protected by fair use. That's the impression I get from this.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? A whole entire car just rolled into the neighbor's yard.
See, the reason I keep playing these clips is because of a little thing called fair use, the extremely important legal doctrine that allows creators to upload content that isn't theirs. And in order for content to fall under fair use, it must be transformative and add new meaning to the material. That's how I was able to monetize my old infomercial and Apple parodies. Yeah, I was using copyrighted content, but my satirical slant added transformative value. Going back to Sniperwolf, her commentary isn't so much transformative as it is just summarizing what we're watching.
That's your point. That's your opinion. That's completely subjective and will not land in court whatsoever. If you look at this right here, right, this could be considered itself just because she's in the frame, right? This is transformative. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I do know about Aquila, obviously. Do you remember Aquila, obviously?
I think
All
so.
right. This particular video, went to court in New York. Sargon had to go to the States to defend himself. The title of the video, from what I understand, is what made it fair use. That was the transformation. There is zero actual voice commentary by Sargon. And this was protected. If this is protected, if this is transformative, I'm not a lawyer, but I think I can come to the conclusion, because this is a big case, that her stuff's transformative. It's lame, low effort, garbage, no talent as it is. And we know with every medium, like Jack is like a super talented guy that is never going to get her views because he doesn't have a badass pair of tits, right? That's life. That BBT. Sucks. Jack, I believe, is one of the most talented people that have ever used this platform. I kid you not. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not blowing smoke at his ass, up his ass. One of the most talented guys. I get where he's coming from. I get the anger. But you know what? Effort and talent does not make fair use. And just because you don't think it's transformative, well, the courts have ruled that even this is transformative.
Like, hi YouTube, it's Aquila, obviously, and we are at the Javits Center in Midtown Manhattan. It's where Hillary Clinton is having her speech party, whatever. There's a block party outside. We're here with the press, although it was very difficult to get these. It's its own story, but we will show you what we can of the evening. I'm just personally really excited because to be a woman in the year 2016 after having a black president for 8 years, and now we have Hillary who could potentially be our next president, and here's hoping. It started out as a very exciting evening and full of hope that we would be in a historic moment under a glass ceiling, getting to be in the room where it's happening with Hillary. And honestly, it started like this high and then just crept down until forever. There are plenty of people whose best interest is to keep everybody divided and to keep them hating people who don't look like them and to give them a scapegoat. You have to question people about the things that they say. You have to correct people when they're sharing false information on Facebook. Like, you have to stand up to your family members who are being racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic. Like, we can't live in a society where there are two Americas and there's one where there are people who are educated who are afraid to talk to their bigoted relatives, because Black women got information. We voted for Hillary. So, like, the onus is on everybody now to, like, actually step up. Like, I don't want to hear, I'm scared to talk to my family because they're my family. Like, no, I get that. But you can't wait till people are burning or hanging from trees or being killed to say something. And so, 2016 is the doo-dooest year in the history of my entire life.
Wait till 2020.
I think what's helpful for me is I live in New York. I'm surrounded by like-minded people. People here are disgusted. And we're not going to take it.
I'm sorry. If this is transformative, so is Sssniperwolf. Now, you may think it's low effort, but I don't think it falls under thievery. Under the way the laws are currently structured under fair use, I don't want them changed. Because I think what happens is, if they're interpreted the way you interpret them, Jacksfilms, it'll come down to whether it's quality or not. That's what, transformative just means changing it a little, putting a commentary. You kids sit there and say the commentary is low effort. The commentary is just kind of following along. It's commentary nonetheless. Yes, she's repeating what they're saying in a lot of cases. And I personally think that's enough. And not only that, I think it needs to be. I think we need to have Sssniperwolf so everybody else, so the bar is set so low that it's very difficult for corporations and wackos like Akilah, obviously, from taking you to court and ruining your life. By the way, Akilah obviously ruined her life, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the hole, unless the old SJWs picked up the tab, which I'm sure they picked up some of it, not all of it, and let her hang when she wasn't useful anymore. So I'm sorry if just a title, no voice comment, and that's what I was. And I remember watching an episode of Tim Pool, and this is before his IRL show like completely took off. He saw his I think he was explaining an intro, and he was in the intro along with a bunch of other news guys, and it was his personal content, and the shot was pulling away and seeing all these televisions, right? And one of them happened to be Tim on a microphone. I think maybe he was in Japan at the time. And Tim was like, hey, that's my content. That's what I uploaded. How could they use that? And he was actually thinking about filing a lawsuit against the person. And he was told by a lawyer, he goes, that's fair use. And he's like, why? It's transformative. Because you're in a box with a bunch of other people. You're along with ABC News and that itself is transformative. It's not the original content. It's not freebooting. They didn't just re-upload it. You could make a better argument that Akilah obviously is freebooting because it's just two scenes. That's it. It's the beginning when she's happy and when she's sad. Now it's not the whole video. The commentary, from what I understand, is the title. And that Tim Pool said, and I remember this is years before in 2020 when this thing was going to trial, right? And this cost Sargon an arm and a leg to defend himself in. And thankfully he won it. He said that the reason he didn't sue is he was told by a lawyer that what they did to his video was transformative. And certainly if that was transformative, then the Akilah obviously video is transformative. And then I think the Sssniperwolf video is transformative. As bad and as low effort as it is. My problem with Jack here is he's opening the door. Boy, corporations would be rubbing their hands together. He's handing the bad guys the keys. That's my opinion. I don't think he's doing it intentionally, but he is. And I think he's doing it because he's furious that someone with so little talent is just murdering it. And he has to put so much more work in his video and actually put some thought into it and time and effort. And he can't just spit one out each day. He can't get good looking. He can't grow a pair of tits. Well, I mean, you could buy them, but I don't think that'll work. So I think what he's doing is basically inviting trouble if people start to come along with his way of thinking.
Her commentary isn't so much transformative as it is just summarizing what we're watching.
Someone caught a... Is that a cow? Oh no! One of them rolled down the hill!
It's not even content, it's non-tent. Sniperwolf is the damn that's crazy of reactors. So why am I going after Sniperwolf in particular? After all, she's hardly the only person stealing other people's content and reaping all the benefits. Is it because, as she suggested, that I'm sexist and only go after
Sniperwolf is just, she's shameless. She really is.
Female reactors? Well, no, and no. And you might want to delete that tweet since you love deleting tweets.
I also hate bringing gender into this. No, you don't. But she had.
Oh, she loves that.
She is one of the most dishonest people. I like that's the I want to like I love Jack and he's a great talent and I get his frustration. But my thing is this is putting up with the worst end. This is when I made the speech comparison. This is you have to put up with the worst so we can protect ourselves. So you have to have a sniper wolf. Sniper sets the bar so low that it protects everyone else.
It's kind of like with the freedom of speech, the Phelps family. Like a Jewish lawyer was like, I hate them, but
yeah,
I support their right.
I hate her content too. Yeah, I think it really sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think if we're doing it his way, then my content's like stolen or bootleg. You know, I do a lot of reaction content, and I think I'm totally within fair use, and I think I'm transformative. I think this counts as transformative, like her stuff does, like the Akila obviously video does. This one is my strongest target because it got tested in a New York courtroom. So I'm sorry. It like the only thing look, all it takes is one judge's ruling to start taking things into consideration, like I said before with the Marvin Gaye stuff, and say, well, the vibe isn't there. Vibe is not quantifiable. A vibe is not objective. It's subjective. But so saying her stuff is objectively theft. Well, you know, there's a whole lot of fucking people need to go to jail, you know?
Yeah.
And basically, there's a whole lot of people that can be committing copyright infringement. Like, Zargon was sued for. He was sued for copyright infringement. It's a serious crime, by the way, if you actually get sued for it. Nobody does. But if it happens, boy, you're in trouble. Big trouble. So, if you're saying her stuff's theft, you're accusing him of copyright infringement. You've used the word like freebooting, which is a real, like I'm being kind, that's an exaggeration of what she's doing. And if a judge ever feels the same way you do, we're all fucked.
Tweets about me, but more on that later. No, the real reason is actually this. Have you ever read a tweet that broke your brain? Because this broke mine. This is the official YouTube creators account on Twitter with over 6 million followers, acknowledging Sniperwolf as a keynote speaker at last month's VidCon, claiming she gets her ideas from her fans. Now, there are several things wrong with this tweet, like why is she a keynote speaker at VidCon? Why is YouTube creators bolstering this? But the worst thing about the tweet is this.
Who's bolstering? What creator's bolstering her? I'm sorry, the Twitter hashtag.
Getting video ideas from her fans. What ideas? Quite literally, all she does is upload other people's TikToks. How is that an idea? What am I not getting here? Do her fans comment, here's an idea, you should react to more TikToks? And she goes, damn, that's crazy. Sorry, I feel a little gaslit. Seeing YouTube and VidCon boost this kind of activity is so disheartening. It sends a terrible message to creators, and that is, don't create. Steal.
Steal, I object to, but he's right. Don't be creative. Just pump the algorithm. YouTube is definitely encouraging that. There's no doubt about it. And it does put talented people on their heels. I mean, you can almost compare this to when the animation channels just died right around 2016. because the algorithm wasn't fit for it anymore, and it takes too long to make one of those animation. So they just kind of like died off, came back a little bit. I want to say 2000, whenever Turkey Tom started getting big, you know. But I mean, YouTube is promoting this for two reasons. It gets views. She's a woman, so they can check all their political boxes, and it's legal. That's what he's not getting. It's legal.
Why make content when you can curate it? What's the point in writing music or animating or perfecting your craft when you can just upload someone else's hard work and say,
this is nuts?
That is a really strong argument, but it's an argument to change fair use. It's not an argument for YouTube. YouTube can say nothing about it. It's an argument for the fair use law. So what I think he's arguing is to change fair use laws, which I'm sure the people that locked this down for 2.5 years would absolutely love to have. I mean, they made an effort here in the EU to make memes almost unpostable, so you couldn't make fun of the politicians in Europe. So if fair use has a high bar, oh, that's great, especially if American fair use, because YouTube goes by American fair use, and if the rest of the world doesn't like it, too bad. You know, that's then they kind of like get in a Mexican standoff with other countries over content. But we go by American fair use. Jack is making a legal argument against fair use, and I don't know if he even realizes it.
Like, I cannot even believe what I'm seeing right now.
Me neither. The other reason I'm going after Sssniperwolf is she made fun of my hairline. Now that's something only my wife, friends, family, and viewers get to do. Not you, Sssniperwolf. Never you.
I'll make fun of you. You're fucking like 20 years younger than me, and you look older. How about that?
No, maybe you should react to better comebacks, because this is embarrassing.
The only thing funny about you is your handline. The content was if your content was entertaining, it would reflect your views. What a bullshit statement that is. She'll do anything. Yeah, she is something else.
Sssniperwolf is the antithesis of that statement.
I know. I know. That's exactly it. You know, like Sssniperwolf should get on her hands and knees every day and bless America. She really should, because it's like losers can. It's a good play. If you're a loser, you can make it. That's why the Europeans are just like they don't understand how America's. That's why our country's like the greatest country. They're like, you can't do that in Germany. You can't be a total moron and make it. Yes, you can in America, and that's what makes our country better than yours. You know?
I get why you deleted it. I would delete it too. Woof. Now, part of the reason Sssniperwolf has gotten away with this theft for so long is that her audience is children. And I don't mean that condescendingly. I mean, her viewers are literally kids. And kids...
Boy, that's an old 2016 argument, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like 9-year-old Armley stuff, right?
Don't care about things like content theft or freebooting. They just want to go to the page with all the funny TikToks. Wow, this YouTuber has all the coolest TikToks. I really want to know how Sssniperwolf finds all those videos to react to.
YouTube wrote that. That's so funny.
I don't know. Maybe from the people that made them? By the way, that's a real tweet from YouTube. Are you starting to see why my blood's boiling?
Yes, and that's what I want to make clear here. I'm not attacking his character. I could see why his blood's boiling. I think it's just the unfortunate part of fair use, the downside. Like the downside of free speech is, you know, Nazis get to talk. The downside of fair use is Sniperwolf's a millionaire. I really like that's it. That's it right there.
Viewers don't care or know about the stolen content. Maybe we should tell them. Maybe we write things in our comment section like credit the creators, or hey, I wonder where these TikToks
now he's being an activist.
Came from, or you think she has permission to use these, or why is her commentary not transformative? She's merely summarizing what we're watching.
It's transformative. It's clearly transformative.
Okay, maybe that last one's a little too verbose for the kiddies, but you get my point. Now, Sniperwolf, if you're watching this, hi.
She is. Guaranteed. This is the most thin-skinned. This is probably the most thin-skinned person that I've ever covered on anything.
Yeah, she's probably watching this.
Yeah. is. It probably is. You know, and I only got I'm just under 300 viewers here. Live.
Big fan. You're probably thinking a few things right now. One is, why is he so obsessed with me?
No. She's not thinking that. She's thinking of using that to turn the little kids against you on Twitter. You know?
To which I say, are you serious? I just told you that. Another thing you might...
That's an interesting way to deal with it. I'm going to steal that. No pun intended. Why, when somebody uses that non sequitur argument, why are you so obsessed with me? Well, I told you. Brilliant. It's brilliant. He is. He's one of the greatest YouTubers of all time. And I mean that. I'm not just trying to dodge hate if he comes after me or something like that. I can deal with him. I've dealt with bigger guys than him, actually. He's fantastic, but he's wrong. And it's okay to be wrong.
Actually be thinking is, he's just jealous of my success. And you know what, Sniperwolf? I am. Of course I am. You've stolen your way to the top. You've made your millions, but
And I got to be honest with you, your jealousy is why you didn't think this through. I get it. Your jealousy of her, I get it. You make a great subjective argument, or you objectively make a good argument that she's terrible. Well, that's subjective too. Come to think of it, you make a really strong argument that she's a no talent, but not that she's breaking any rules.
Yeah.
Or laws. And I think that's what you're pushing here. And you say you're jealous, and I don't think you thought it through. I don't think you thought of how it could affect you and other YouTubers.
The backs of hundreds of other creators who didn't really consent to this partnership you forced upon them. And I'm not just jealous.
Fair use forces it upon them. American fair use laws. Sniperwolf didn't do anything. Sniperwolf doesn't have to credit. Sniperwolf doesn't have to shout out. Sniperwolf's commentary does not have to be good. And it is the level to be transformative, the bar has been set so low, there is almost no way you can say what she does is not transformative. And I hate protecting her, but that's a fact. And here's another thing. I personally believe, this may be a slippery slope fallacy, that if we did things the way Jack seems to want them done, we'd have a lot of problems and almost impossible to do, especially with really empower corporations if you use their content, like movie guys and stuff like that, like guys like the Critical Drinker. They'll just start saying that it's not real commentary. That's what they'll start saying, and you're probably saying to yourself, "Well, no, that is real commentary." Hey, man, all you need is a bunch of people getting together and say, well, that doesn't count because it's racist or it's sexist. And then it's not real commentary. We're seeing that all the time. We see it with free speech. Yeah. Well, hate speech isn't protected. Yes, it is. Well, this isn't protected. Yes, it is. So it's similar in that way. But let me be clear. I'm not saying that, he's anti-free speech, or I'm not even saying he's anti-fair use. I think he's barking up a tree that will affect him and others. I know when he uses fair use, he does. I mean, it's at a whole different level than her. It's a whole lot more thoughtful than her. The way she does, it is more transformative. That's fair, but you're saying it's not your transformative criticism is absolutely subjective and doesn't go along with this case. It doesn't work.
I'm jaded. This is my 17th year on YouTube, and I've seen this platform evolve countless times since I started in 2006. Back then, the content YouTube would boost was sketch comedy or...
That's true. This is where he's right. YouTube, he's going to make an argument right now. YouTube used to be way better, and it was.
Or meticulous music videos or content. Just genuine, actual content.
Yes, that's the problem. What Sniperwolf does is content. It's bad. You think it's so bad it should be considered content, and not in a hyperbole type of way. You literally think that. And you're making that argument. When you called it non-tent before, you could make the argument that's hyperbole. Now you're making an argument that she's not protected. which is going to not protect a lot of other people. And probably people that you like eventually.
Today, the very definition of content is arguable because anything can be content.
Yes, and that's the point. That's the point. And you don't want it to change. Even though Sssniperwolf is absolutely useless.
For better or for worse.
When you turn on the water, it's gonna fill up the water bottle. Oh, and then the water pours out of it so you can wash your hands.
I'm just gonna say it. This sucks. This absolutely sucks. Both the thing itself and YouTube's promotion of it.
Yeah, it sucks. I agree. But it's protected.
So now what? Where do we go from here? I've said my piece, but will anything actually change? Probably not. Which is why I'm not done. Last year, I made a new channel called Jacksfilms. It was a parody of Sssniperwolf's channel where I reacted to her videos, but in the most drawn-out way possible.
Soak for 7 days.
Oh my gosh, a whole week to make paper? No thanks, I'll just buy it at the store. No, I kid, of course. No, it's a very complicated process. A whole week? It's been 1 week since you made me paper. These videos were intentionally hard and painful to watch, which got me thinking, what if I made them entertaining? Instead of playing a character, what if I just graded each one of her reactions with legitimate criticism? And what if I credited the creators whenever possible, both in the video and in the description? And
that would be a really nice thing to do. I think that's it. Like, what's the point here?
Occasionally, I enlisted the help of my good friend JackGPT. Jarvis, please write a haiku on why freebooting is bad. Pirates of the web. Snatching memes with no cred. Original sad. Why, you could call that transformative. Heck, I'd argue it even falls under fair use. Wouldn't you agree, Sssniperwolf? I'm not really asking.
It's minus 57 degrees.
Minus 57 degrees.
Yep, that's what he said. Yep.
Tried to pour a can of Coke.
You try to pour a can of Coke?
Stop repeating.
It's bad.
She's just repeating what they say louder. Anyways, the first video is already up on Jacksfilms. Go check it out and subscribe because I will be uploading there daily for as long as I want to.
You see this big guy? He be eating all of the little guys.
He really is disheartening if you got talent. Like, why do this? some bro with big tits comes in, you're done.
Yeah, Sssniperwolf's been ruining ambition for about 15 years.
Oh, sure. I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure.
Bottom line, effortless reaction content has only grown more common since the days of Jinx.
Because it's been it's been even more solidified in the courtrooms since.
And just because it's more normalized now, doesn't
no. It's literally been solidified. The courts have sided with the low effort content guys, and that's something you're omitting. They've sided with them. If they don't, we're all in trouble, including you. You want to give all this corporation operations like prize some money from you? You don't want that. And all these likes in your video are just a bunch of people that think she's low effort. I don't think it's transformative because it sucks. That's what this video. That's why this video is so bad in the set, or at least the take is so bad. The video's not bad. The video's actually really funny, right? I don't like this. Shouldn't be fair use because it sucks. Are you kidding me? Any kind of danger that poses to everybody else? I don't think it's transformative because it sucks. I don't think it's commentary because the commentary sucks. And you admit that you're jealous? That shows me you didn't think it through. He's always going to be a big titty broad to take it away, like take the attention away. That's why most of the internet is porn, I think. I remember hearing that in the 90s. Is that true?
I don't know.
There you go. Sex drive supersedes We're all just a bunch of assholes talking to a camera, which was one of the greatest YouTube music videos I ever saw.
Get right. I will continue to call out thieving mooches like this.
This is the
activism. And I hope my fellow creators will do the same.
I won't.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a good home for this small glass of wine. Shout out to the people that actually make stuff. Mwah. Stop stealing.
So there's my criticism of Jacksfilms. I do not think he understands the can of worms he's opening. I don't think he understands why the bar has to be set so low for Sniperwolf to be legitimate fair use. Because if you start raising the bar, man, you know, everything's up for grabs. The only people that totally get away with fair use on YouTube that I really it pisses me off are sports leagues. I hate that. They're the only ones on YouTube that are not. Like if I get a bunch of Major League Baseball kids and react to them and stuff like that, they'll get taken down like that. Yeah. You know why? Because YouTube doesn't want to deal with those lawsuits because those are the kind of companies that give Google a hard time. Not that they could do anything long term, but definitely be more of a pain in the ass than they want. So they're going to play with them. They sports is the only thing that you can't truly upload and react to. Everything else is. And I think that's one of the reasons YouTube's promoting it. It's because it is legal. And lawsuits like the Aquila, obviously, Sargon of Akkad lawsuit has kind of solidified that. My opinion. I think Jack makes a great like content cop type argument, like old school
really explaining things.
Honestly, I know exactly how Jack feels. My content takes so much time to produce the algorithm, just a pipe dream to me. But I'll be damned if I spat in somebody else's method of creating. You make coffee videos, go fuck yourself. Actually, he's not. Carbino's pretty good. I've watched some of his stuff. It's funny. Most of making it is luck. Talent will help, but it's not a guarantee. I met, God, how long was like Willie only over, like barely over 10K?
A while.
A long time. Willie's in our group the most talented. You might even edge out. Nick's a different kind of talented as far as like putting the documentary, but Willie incorporates everything. Willie has what Nick has, and he's also like super funny in a YouTube delivery type of way. He makes everything really palatable and easy, where Nick's kind of a throat cutter, you know. But nah, he's the most, absolutely. And for a while, he had the least. Yeah, I remember thinking when he was in the NWO or whatever, NCO or whatever that, like these, like some of the guys that were 500,000 subs. I'm like, they're not half as good as Willie Mack, but it's the way it goes. It sucks. And I think the alternative, by questioning fair use the way it is kind of, I'll say, this is hyperbole, but dangerous, but not literally dangerous. Not the way, you know, all lefties use it and shit. Like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable. I'm in danger, you know, stuff like that. All right, you want to listen? You want to see my Nazi stuff? Yeah, I think it's probably going to get taken down. I think they're going to send a thing because I wonder if I can even post this. To be honest, but I don't give a shit. Let's see all these really cool replies. Is this the best way to do it, though? I don't like that way. Yeah, I guess it's the only way to do it now. 18 quotes. Should we read those first? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, let's see what quote tweets. Saying the LGBTQ are Nazi is disrespectful to the Nazis. I love it. The top is preferable. I wrote it worked. Instead of paying overdue child support, Tommy C is saving pictures of random children on his phone to tweet about them. Really makes you think. You're a pedo. I didn't save them. Somebody sent this to me. It was a meme. I'm pissed you're off the internet, son. I guess Edge became very the Edge became very dull in your 30s, didn't it? We quit in New York. I guess that's because I'm a Ranger fan. I don't know. Chaotic Jersey. This is one of those. I used to be a fan. The thing, guys. The kids in the rainbow flags are Nazi because kids also wave flags. Ergo, they are Nazis. I'm not saying the kids that have Nazi flags are Nazis. Fascism is when children wave flags. Yes. Fascism is when you have a flag. I mean, it's so funny to me because, like, it says on the top, I'm here to piss you off. You know? And it works. Comparing the support of LGBT community to supporting Nazi has to be one of the dumbest things I ever said. Well, you know what? I think what they have in common is they're both children being used to promote something. Well, actually, I can't even say that with the Nazi flags because this was probably taken in the 30s. So this would be no different than an American kid waving an American flag in the 30s. The only way that this would make, in my opinion, the only way that this would make the top one worse is if it was in color, because now, without a doubt, we know the history of the Nazis. We don't know what these kids' parents thought. For all they know, they were going to a World Cup match, or they're on their way to the Olympics. That's what I think that makes the bottom one worse. This isn't a nation. Sexuality. It's an ideology. Now you could say that obviously Nazism is an ideology, but when this photo was taken, it was the country's flag. This is no land. This is no land. This represents a sexuality. And like the Nazi kids, they have no idea what waving that flag encompasses. And same thing goes with a kid waving an American flag, by the way, because I know that was like, they were trying to use like that was a big own, right? Yes, that's what all three of them have in common. The kids don't know. The difference is, and what makes the LGBTQ, in my opinion, this is a sexuality, and kids shouldn't be sexualized and or promoting sexuality. The only thing that would make the top one for worse is if it was in color. If it was in color, because we can maybe assume, like, we didn't know about the concentration camps until after the war, so we can assume that the parents had no problem with this because it was just the nation's flag at the time. This is a sexual ideology being used on kids. I'd have a fit if my kid was I'd have a fit my kid was playing one of these too. As always, being taught that you should accept others' existence is the same exact thing as being taught the difference between people are bad and to be destroyed. That makes no sense. Oh no, they're both holding flags. They must be the same. There's a big difference between a group that killed tons of people in the name of eugenics and queer people. I could make the same comparison to MAGA people. Yeah, you could. So why's your ass burned? Why? Why'd you get get fucking real? I put in you dummy. I literally, like, what is this thing? Like nobody can get any kind of, like, I had that stupid guy Grimsey. I'm doing this on purpose. And they still don't get it. I'm here to piss you off. Big caps. I'm going to let it piss me off. If you get pissed, you aren't using your brain. This is thought-provoking and frighteningly apt. I get a kick out of them. I don't know what the point is. Children should be allowed to wave flags because I don't know. You're reading it. I'm not making any point. Oh, wait a minute. I am pissing you off. That's it. I wrote what my point was. But yes, personally, yeah, I think the bottom is worse. Absolutely. Because it's sex. And the other guys are just, at the time, that was the nation's flag. It means a whole different thing after 1945. Tommy, check your DM. Sssniperwolf made a half-assed response to Jacksfilms. I'll check it out in a minute. Oh, who's an edgy boy? Yeah, who's an edgy boy? Who's, like, God, it's not even my meme. Jacksfilms would be very upset that I lifted this meme. Oh, excellent. Oh, I'm glad some people liked it. Dead. Yeah. The right people enjoyed it, who got to enjoy it, for sure. I'm glad some the good people enjoyed it. Let's see. There's the D-Max in the same picture. Oh, there's the comedian YouTube, who was totally not offended by it. Oh, he uses the edgy thing. Pimp and Pete with Dead on Dave. The American flags. Good point. I agree. But there's no sexuality with those kids. That's my opinion. You're welcome to believe otherwise. You would never be able to articulate a reasonable defense for these positions. He's trolling. You probably frame his opinion differently. Yeah, it's funny. I'm not doing a Jacksfilms thing. I'm not framing other people's opinion for me. It is what it is. Kids play. Let's see if that gets better. Not a great troll. Congratulations. Called us Nazis. Well, isn't that what the left does all the time? And it's okay. I like doing that. I've called because I think she is. I've called couples of fascists and Nazis several times, and I do. I think she fits the bill. It's the metaphor's there. Kids pledging allegiance to the American flag. This is indoctrination. Some people believe that. Some people believe that is indoctrination. And to be honest with you, I don't think that's without merit. If you're forcing the kids to do it because it's good, that's indoctrination by definition. Did you? Yeah, I think that's it. I think, and also I think we have acceptable indoctrination. You know what RIP is called for the Rangers in the Army? Ranger Indoctrination. Oh, was it RIP? Ranger Indoctrination. I forgot what the Protocol? P was.
Protocol?
Yeah, not protocol. I forget what it was, but it was a Ranger Indoctrination something. It was called RIP. So yeah, there's indoctrination, positive indoctrination. You have to be indoctrinated if you want to be in the Army. You have to, because you gotta think as one there. I mean, I don't think you should be able to do that in regular life, but when you're in the Army, you can't play around like it's a team. So I mean, there's all sorts of team indoctrinations in college. I mean, I don't know if indoctrination is bad in every single case. I like my flag. I think I got a fairly good reputation. It looks cool. Facts, bro. How I be when I compare a group known for spreading hatred? Well, I mean, you could make that case, and it's nowhere near on the level of the Nazis, but I've seen tons of hatred spread by trans folks, by Keffels, by who's the other dope? That's just people online. What's her name? The one that called in the other day. The wannabe edgy guy. He wants to be edgy.
Yeah, Jaden.
Jaden spread nothing but hate before. A group that's known for spreading hatred. You think you really do hatred in a group known for spreading love? They don't spread love in any more or less than any other group. There's plenty of hate in the transgender side. All right wingers like Jim Justice support child marriage, and right wingers like Jim Justice support child marriage. Okay. This is somebody that walks around like Republican, Democrat, MAGA, liberal. This is one of what's his face's fans. As an artist, the color clash on the applied frag pisses me off always. I'll keep the rainbow one instead. I agree, sir. Mad Max. Keffels is a Nazi. Tipster loves lol. Okay. Grandpa, go home. You're drunk. Everyone disliked that. Actually, did I get ratio? I got to check. Damn, BXB says. He follows me? I don't know. And Hitler drank fucking water. Common Tommy W. This is insulting to German people. Oh, they're used to it. German people don't get to cry. There's no. When you do something kind of hateful towards German, there's no 800 number. Nobody cares. There's nobody, nobody cares about German tears, including me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, bitch. Slice, you want to be edge, no point. I think the point was written in the thing, but whatever. I miss the old days. Yeah, this guy gets it. I miss the old days. He totally gets it. Things were better in the top image, and I don't agree with that. I'm sure this will piss a few people off. Good. Yeah, I'm absolutely sure. Having being treated like shit because I was a soldier. I'm absolutely sure. I remember an incident in Newark Airport while in uniform, and then now we're not allowed to wear uniforms anymore. I'm absolutely sure. It'll piss a few people off. Jaden is a mix of both. Yeah, kind of. The image of the bottom is worse. Yeah, I think it is. You will be gay, your parents will be gay, your pets will be gay, and your police will be gay. Everything gay or else. I don't know what that means, but it's funny. I'm too lazy to search up my Mario Party Nazi meme. Okay. Did I not get that joke, or is it just a dumb joke?
I have no idea.
How 1/4 the replies in your followers saying Nazis are based. I wonder who the real Nazis are. Yeah, definitely my followers making fun of people like you. That's what pisses off like Vito and people like him, because they can't take being made fun of. Their politics are beyond reproach. But Vito's smart enough not to appear outraged, because that's the death of comedy. When you actually start pearl clutching, right? Especially when you're calling out other pearl clutchers. So what guys like Vito does is like, oh, you're so edgy. You know, they try to take the gas out of you. Like, oh, your meme has no point. Yeah, I kind of know. The points listed piss you off. So get mad. The difference is the top picture is awesome. Yeah, I'm sure that guy's being literal. Here's the thing. Being a Nazi is bad. This is a brilliant response. Supporting Nazis, even though you're not a Nazi, is bad. Being LGBTQ is good. Well, not inherently. Being LGBTQ makes you gay. Doesn't make you good or bad. Unless if you're gay, you can't be bad. Supporting LGBT people, even if you're not LGBT, is good. Well, you sound like a Nazi. Good, bad. I can't do it. I want to do the hand raising thing, but I can't. Not in Germany. The only problem with Nazis is they're literally trying to stop the pick on the bottom from happening. It's a good one. That's funny. One promoted traditionalism, the other degeneracy. All right, this may be a legit. So this guy might be a legitimate Nazi. Couldn't have been more opposite. The bottom one is cultural marks, and the top is cultural nationalism. Both pretty bad, if you ask me. And like, how I like this thing. Even the guys on the far right. Like, so I'm trying far left wackos like Vito, and I'm attracting far right wackos. And the ones in between are either cracking jokes or just laughing. And the top one is okay. Cool tweet. Really banged, didn't it? You massive helmet. Women belong in the kitchen. Absolutely. For what? Stealing other people's content and acting like it's yours. I don't know. What's really acting like? I think it's fair use. I didn't act like it was mine. Did I act like it was mine? You never posted a meme. Did you have to credit memes now on Twitter?
Yeah.
All right, I'll credit them right now. It was Heiser Kite, who probably stole it from somebody else. Fuck out of here. By the way, doesn't Sneeko and his friends, whom are Republicans, supported Hitler and white supremacy? I couldn't tell you, Robin, but I know you're stupid. Bait or mental retardation, call it. Well, if you read the header, you might know. Horrible take. It's not a take. The Nazis were anti-sodomy. What? One's a mortal sin. Look how happy the kids in the top are. Then look at the four smiling distant stares of the kids in the bottom. Well, in fairness, they're younger. Banger. Yeah, it's all the same, right? Yeah, I kind of agree with the flag waving thing for sure. Especially this one is definitely worse than the transgender one. Well, no, I can't even say that because I know people down south that I fucked it up. That see it as rebellion. It is. And I also know plenty of black people who see it as a bunch of racism. But I don't know. Like I know their intent isn't to. You know, guys, you're from down south. You know people that wear the stars and bars. It's not necessarily to promote some kind of bigotry. Correct?
No. Right. Yeah. No.
Whether it does, it's not. It's definitely debatable. But I'm just talking by intent. I could definitely see why black people don't like it. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I mean, they're the army that lost. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I've explained it before. There was a rebranding in the '70s, right?
Yeah.
With the Confederate flag. When
Dukes of Hazzard was on.
Yeah, like yeah.
That's started in the '70s.
Yeah, or like what's the band that sung "Sweet Home Alabama"?
Leonard Skinner. They use it all the time.
Yeah, Leonard. Yeah, Leonard
Yeah,
Skinner.
and so
like,
did the guy Ozzy Osbourne's guitar player used it. I think he had a guitar.
Tom Petty did a whole album.
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
based on the Confederate flag.
I don't think. Like, I get if you want to think it's a racist symbol. Like, yeah, I don't know if you can objectively prove it one way or another.
It can be both.
Yeah, it can. I think it can.
It can represent Southern culture and be seen as racist symbol.
But I definitely know people that aren't racist that fucking don't see it that way. Don't see it as a way to harm people or fuck with people.
Yeah, the way I try to explain it to people is the person that says, "I like this flag, but there's not a racist bone in my body." This is why they think that.
Yeah. You seem to be more. It's so funny with these people like this guy right here. They're ready for my replies before I make one. You seem to be more of a snowflake than the people you're calling a snowflake. I didn't call anybody snowflake. I just posted a meme and said I hope it pisses you off. That's it. Everybody read. That's a pretty funny comic. Rent free? No, that's actually pretty funny. Everybody's laughing at me. No, but that's what's the problem with this cartoon is. Everybody's not laughing at me. Some people are laughing with me. It's about fit. It's split. This type of stuff is the most bottom of the barrel take. It's not a take. From uneducated people that think they have some sort of enlightened view on politics. Like you. Nazis burned trans books. The Nazis, there was trans books to burn in German? They made transing kids illegal. I don't have a problem with that. They made transing kids illegal. Awful. Awful. I'll bet there's some perfectly wonderful countries that don't allow that today.
Yeah.
If you don't want kids holding trans flags, the Nazis were a century ahead. You idiot. Follower of let's listen. Follower of Christ, philosopher, and theorizer. Alternative medicine advocate, beauty pill, underground music nobody you'll ever listen to. That's fucked up, dude. Don't you dare compare a well-adjusted, well-mannered German kids who have a healthy interest in politics with the abnormal, maladjusted horror show at the bottom. Now, let me ask you something, Vito. What was more funny? That or Sonic or Knuckles, You're Edgy? The edgy thing the only people it's palatable to are people that already agree with you. I think on both sides. I think Vito would think that was funny, by the way. Rare Tommy W. Yeah. Catholics are Nazi pedophiles. Well, didn't Jalen say that? Coal alarm? I don't get this one. I don't get that one. I might be too much of a boomer. I'm sure a lot of people will just think it's dumb. Yeah. Yeah, actually, this guy's right. It's just supposed, it kind of is. Tommy, you're retarded. Is that Jalen? No, unfortunately. You're dumb. Laugh my ass off. Good job. I'd rather have a symbol of God. Why do you put faith in men who fail? Huh? You are retarded. You're a retarded person. Oh, this is a good one. I love this the colored Nazi fucking flag. It's great. What the fuck, Mom? This is ugly as shit. That's funny as fuck. That's a good one. All right, that's where we go. So, I don't know. I pissed a bunch of people off today.
Yeah.
What was your favorite? I'd like to hear from you. Yeah.
I just thought it was all like, it was just funny how they all got pissed off.
No, it was fucking ridiculous.
It was so obvious that you were just trying to
well, it's beyond, like I stated. I'm sure this will piss a few people off. Good. He must be. Whatever. Fucking first guy to get offended is Mr. Comedian. Too funny. I'm sorry. The funniest comment was, so your buddy's comment's pretty funny too. It's the same picture. By the way, I love D-Max. He's like one of the best parts of your show. All those guys are good. You do a great job, but I absolutely, D-Max is my favorite, especially more than that stupid fat Australian. There's an Australian on Wiesbaden, and I've started heckling when I go to the stadium now.
Yeah.
And then I think I made this player blush, and I was like, "It's Johnny Iredale! He's gonna save the day! There he is! It's Johnny!" And I'm yelling in English at the top of my lungs in his German stadium, and he's like looking down, like John Iredale's looking at the ground.
Right.
There's Johnny Iredale from Australia, and I can't wait to do it Saturday. I wonder if it'll be starting with Hollowbox on. Where's I haven't talked to him. I feel like he's about ready to go back to work. Is Will in the crowd? I want him to do the after show with me.
Will?
Optimus Wilbur.
Optimus.
He's Jewish.
There was something that did you want to react to that Cruel World Happy Mind part?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just the apology part or the.
Yeah. I sent the timestamp too.
Yeah, it's the only one I'm interested in. I watched some of the other stuff. It's kind of we've already hashed it out. But yeah, sure. I would love to, as OJ used to say. Is it got timestamped already?
Yeah, it's already timestamped.
Let's do it. So Cruel Happy Mind. Seems like a nice, sweet girl.
Yeah.
Why did I just let her continue on? Give her exactly everything she wanted? What if I stood up more, held her accountable more for how she had hurt me? And what if that prevented her from hurting more people?
I actually said that at the time. You know that?
Yeah.
I did. Because I tried to get in touch with her and she blew me off. Well, I would say she blew me off. I don't know if she saw, in fairness, I have no idea if she saw me. But I was pretty sure that this happened.
I'd hoped that maybe she would have learned and grown from all of this and moved on and been a better person, not as vindictive.
She's a psychopath. They can't do that.
At the end of all of this mess, that was really all I could have hoped for. But that was really a lie I told myself at the time, because she continued to be horrible and do horrible things. And all that stress and chaos was for nothing. The cover-ups I did for her were for nothing. She made a public statement.
Oh God, you know what I should have done? Because that was one of your first episodes. Because I think I said something. I seem to remember saying something at the time. The fact is, the effect is you let her get away with it.
Yeah.
You know, I think
I had just joined the news team at that.
You were brandy dandy when we did that one.
Yeah.
In a live stream saying basically we're now besties. And after the phone call, I thought we were on fairly good terms. I would message her for 2 days after our phone call, and the messages I still have after all this, they're still up. Even right before making this video, we talked about the anti-MLM community, about predatory practices MLM companies do with non-groups. She acted like she could be a mentor to me as a YouTuber. There was a YouTuber that was sort of tweeting about this drama, asking why she couldn't forgive him in the manner she forgave me, and I sent her a screenshot about that. I even sent her a screenshot of Tommy C's video, but I asked her if she wanted me to make a comment on that video. Again, she had convinced me that Tommy C was attacking her appearance, and that thumbnail on that particular—
That was. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that I think that was game. I was hacking, but see, the thing is, I didn't make the picture. I just put it in there. Also, it's against the rules to attack her appearance, which I was very conscious of when I did that. But she had gained weight. And by the way, it's been done to me. And that's what we do over here. She knows that. And she had absolutely no problem doing that to Tipster, you know?
The video did kind of make it look like he was making fun of her appearance. Recently, I went through and watched that video. In that particular video, there was nothing bad that Tommy C said about Blair. So again, I think Blair fed me a complete lie in that circumstance, and I empathized with her, felt bad for her because I thought
she didn't lie to you. I was definitely attacking her appearance without actually breaking the rules. So that's fair. But that's what we do over here. You don't like that kind of comedy. that's fine. But Blair was perfect. As you stated earlier in this video, Blair was perfectly comfortable doing all that stuff. You know, we did the Howard Stern stuff. She went along with it until she morphed into something else. I mean, Blair was a bottle. She was a glass. You pour the water in it, she takes the form of the glass. That's who she was. It was unfortunate, and I got fooled. She totally like fooled me. You know, my wife even liked her. You know, and I'm not a total. I mean, contrary to popular belief, I'm not a total asshole all the time. It's just for the show. It's just a showmanship. That's all it is. I like. It's didn't I didn't say her name right once in the whole thing. I kept on calling her Happy Crappy Mind or something like that. I think I remember that. You know, because that's what we're doing over here. You know, I was like I don't think you watched that thinking I was attacking you. You know, but yeah, I'm sure Blair was a big content creator and she probably worked you over. And by the way, congratulations to you with 500,000 subs, by the way.
She was being attacked for her appearance by this group of people when it was a complete lie. I want to apologize for Tommy C for thinking that you were going after someone for her appearance for years when that was just a complete lie.
I definitely wasn't doing it for years. I did it in that the one thing, but you know, I don't think it would have been very funny or interesting, the video, if I just said, okay, she's fat. You know, somebody could do that to me. There is definitely a lot more in there. The okay, she's fat gets you in the door, hence the thumbnail. So I'm not a total angel in this situation. Second of all, I don't think an apology is totally necessary, especially since you've been so reflective. Another thing that I said about you is I thought you were naive, but a very nice girl. And I can see very, very clearly that you are a very, very nice woman. I don't think me and you have a same sense of humor and would particularly get along outside of a handshake, or probably after 20 minutes you'd be pretty sick of me and vice versa. But that's okay because we're all different and we could all like have our own friends and be different and stuff like that. You wouldn't be happy around me because I'm an asshole, and I wouldn't be happy around you because I would probably think you're boring. That's just the way it is. But that doesn't make you a bad person. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin this nice moment or anything, but when you said outside of a handshake, I thought you were going to say something totally different.
No, like grab her boobs. I don't know.
No, outside of a handshake.
Now you happy? You know, no. I just think, you know, I'm going to say something. There's different people in this world, and it's okay. I think it's okay to be like offended by what I do. My problem is, or what other people do. This things that offend me, I just don't pearl clutch about it. You know?
Yeah.
To sit there and say I never get offended, you're lying. That's why the cope thing is so funny when everybody's like, you're coping. Because everybody wants like smaggle daggle and all those jerk off like Connor. They always like to, I'm never angry. Nothing gets me mad. It's the modern day, I don't give a fuck. No, I don't give a fuck. No, I really, really, really don't give a fuck. It's a dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay for people to be different, not particularly be fond of each other without hating each other. I think that's fine. So I can't accept your apology only because you were in an impossible position. That was a very powerful YouTuber, like you said. I've been like fell in love with YouTubers before and they've treated me poorly when I got a chance to work with them. Not as bad as you, but I know exactly how that feels. It's a lousy, lousy, lousy feeling finding out YouTubers are no good, but I based an entire career on it. You know, I literally I based my entire career on the fact that YouTubers are trash by being trashy. And I can prove that they're trashy by being trashy. I can show you, like, I can pull the mask off. And I think I do it the funniest way possible. There's nothing different going on here. But I just, like, I think she seems like such a nice girl. Yeah. And I'm glad things worked out for her. And, you know, sometimes good guys win. And I think she seems to be one of the good guys.
Was being fed. But I think her trying to be my friend, saying she realized the errors of her ways and messaging me in a friendly way.
How did you... That was my issue. She told you that and then went publicly and said she didn't do anything wrong. Mm-hmm. That should have been tip off right away. But again, it's like it's a really weird situation. I don't know how comfortable I was with Clown and Keem, you know. It's a really tough situation. Cabos dropped a Sssniperwolf exposed video. Oh, that's why he was in my DMs.
Was 100% an act. Because a few days after it worked and I had deleted everything.
Better not have stole my narrative.
thing. She stopped messaging me completely and went on acting like I never existed. And I think the reason why is she never anticipated that Tipster and other people were going to screen record my video. So thank you. I think she thought she was going to get away with it all and that the entire controversy was going to be deleted forever. And when Tipster and other people reposted it, she realized that she wasn't just going to get away with it. And being pissed off, she just cut contact with me.
There you go.
And I realized I was completely used. She gave zero shits about me. It wasn't a women supporting women. We're being so mature about this.
I gotta be honest with you, sweetie. If you haven't learned yet that women supporting women is total horse shit, right? Yet, you really should, because let me prove that that's horseshit right now. The reason Matt and me do a podcast is because we care about men's issues, and this is two men supporting each other. Does that sound stupid? Yes, it sounds stupid the other way too. It's horseshit. We're doing this. Matt's doing this to earn a couple extra bucks through his other show, and I'm doing this to pay the bills. There's no because I enjoy it. I'm not saying I don't enjoy it, but like we have other motivations, and it's okay. You know, not everybody can be as pure as you, I guess.
And moving on for the greater good. It was just a larger creator taking advantage of a smaller creator, using her power to threaten me by making not only a live stream,
and when the threat didn't work, she caved,
but multiple videos about me for me just trying to defend myself online. Then to get me to do.
She's got tattoos. I thought she'd be too delicate for a tattoo. Boy, was I wrong.
Do what she wanted. She pretended.
You know that actress Leslie Mann, who's married to Judd Apatow?
No, I don't. I don't know anything.
She was in like a lot of she was in like Knocked Up in a couple movies. Kind of looks like her.
Let me tell you something. You want to talk about extra features that help you get out? This girl's crystal blue eyes. I guarantee you got her a few subs. I mean, she's like one of the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I know she's married and has children. That's a terrible thing, but I'm sure that helped.
To be my friend, and the second it all didn't work out for her, she cut me off and just threw me to the side, literally in the trash.
Yeah, see, that's why I knew Grimsy was gonna do that to me, so I fucked him. Or fuck with him. Yeah, I know. Like, hey, you know, James Marriott, he didn't need me after he's done. Hey, thanks for that interview. Thanks for work. Like the whole plan was when I was an NCO is I get these guys and sort of promote them as being a part of this group, and they basically fucked me off as soon as it was over. I got them back though. I gave him Nick.
All that bullshit. Oh, we had a great chat. We're gonna grab coffee one day. Yeah, it's been 2 years, Blair. I'm still waiting on my coffee. I don't know. Maybe you just.
Oh, should I fly out there and have coffee with her?
That'd be funny.
That's expensive. It's like $1,000 though. I couldn't do it now. I'd love to have coffee with her. Where does she live? Do we have any idea?
Well, yeah, she said in the video, Colorado.
All right, no coffee. Have a good one.
Just think I drink too much of it in my videos, so I probably don't need any.
And then she sits down for a video, maybe 30, 40 minutes long, drinks a coffee, is distracted the whole time, and just gives her opinion on how she feels about things.
In her mind, she just saw me as a fool and just like she got away with it all. And she did for the time being. And I was a fool. I was. And after all of that, it just caused me to distance myself from a lot of people in the YouTube community. I just...
Smart. That's not a bad thing. The problem with distancing yourself is you got to collab to move up. But they're terrible people. I can't push this enough. Well, Tommy, they all can't be bad. True. But most of them are.
Yeah.
Did not trust.
If you want attention, and we all want attention, you're probably a bad person. That's my experience. Everybody I knew. You know, I started realizing that my ex-girlfriend in high school was in the band, and she was like connected to a lot of the actors, and they were always like, on the surface, you think the jocks were the worst guys in school. Well, but the most manipulative, dishonest, gatekeeping assholes were actually in the band, in the acting group. They're just more passive-aggressive. They're passive-aggressive.
Yeah.
The jocks were just dumb bullies.
anyone because she was one of my first, if not the first, experiences I had with any creator in the larger YouTube community.
You know what? It's a blessing in disguise.
So it really made me think, is every YouTube creator like this? Is every YouTube creator mean and vicious and going to take advantage of you and step all over you the second they get a chance? Though I know that there are some really great creators out there who have been incredibly nice and kind and amazing. Give them time, lady. So I want to take this opportunity in my video to shout those people out. Turkey Tom, I've recently messaged and was...
Oh, he's a huge prick. Are you kidding me? Turkey Tom, give me a break!
So kind to me. Sloan is always amazing, and I just always smile when I think of him because never a bad thing to say about him. He is so incredibly kind. Munecat has always been an inspiration to me. Genuinely original content, puts so much effort into her content for being original and is so inspiring. Smoky Glow.
All right. Smoky Glow. Tommy C, he's so handsome, understanding.
You wish.
I can't accept your apology because it's so unnecessary. I wish Happy Cruel World a wonderful YouTube career. It is nice to see that one of the nice people were successful for a change. And that's basically all I have to say. All the best. Yeah. Make millions. Do it by being you. And if there's anything I ever can help you with, I'm really good at optics checks. I would be happy to do it. So, sorry. Can't accept the apology. It's unnecessary. How can I take an apology for something that I can't get into it now, but the same thing happened to me. I did the same thing. Some people in the audience can figure out who that was for. All right. Anything else?
That's all I got.
Super. Well, how long was this show? Oh, 2.5 hours? That's cool. Let's read the Patreon. Let's call it a day. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Oh. Patreons. If you want your name read off after show Patreon. Hey, I'm going to try to do, because I did skip yesterday. I'm going to try to do a show tomorrow, but there's a really good chance I'll be, Jesus, earnings down. There's a really good chance that I will be, excellent audience. Okay. There's a really good chance that I'll be working on a World Cup podcast. So keep that in mind. Yes. So I don't know. That's kind of up there. So you keep your ears open. I'm definitely going to try to get that. Once I get that jump started, then I can start concentrating on this again. Pilkington, Tommy C's Catch, meets Nesquik, who donated during the streams. Thanks so much. Everborn, Cody, St. Cloud, Mrexon, and my new favorite, Oat Bag. Oat Bag. Oat Bag pledged for 10. 14. Wow, thanks so much. And if you're over 10, you get red. $10. So Pilkington pledged 850 pounds. I think that counts as 10. So there you go. And thanks to everybody that supports the show and keeps it going. And thanks for all the wonderful things you did for me as far as having this career, which is now dying. But I really appreciate look, I've given you Nick, I've given you Now Recording, and I gave you Illuminati. Don't thank me. Don't thank me. All the best, but we're not done. If you're a member, if you're a Patreon, and you're synced with Discord, we're going right in to the after show. So I'll see you there in a minute. All the best, everybody. Keep your eyes open for a show tomorrow, no guarantee. And have a good one. Bye-bye.